or a bailout? Did the $1 million AIG bonuses get you mad? What really got me mad was that they gave those AIG guys $170 billion. They gave them all my money, all of your money, and all of my grandchildren's money. We cannot afford to be the silent majority anymore. Now listen, there may come a day when Americans forget, when they forget their history. There may be a day when Americans forget the principles of liberty that so many have fought and died for. There may be a day when Americans forget the words of Patrick Henry, who defied the British in 1775 when he said, "Give me liberty or give me death." There may be a day when Americans forget that, but not today. Today we remember. Today we fight. We fight in the city halls. We fight in the state capitals. We fight in Washington, D.C. We fight in every courtroom across America. We don't fight with weapons, but we fight with the ideas and the ideals that made this country great. That all men are created equal. And that our rights are not given to us by any government, but they are granted to us by the Creator Himself. And leading us in this fight will be a few good men and women. And there's a lot of nasty things to say about politicians, and we've said a few, haven't we? But there are a few that have the courage to stand up and tell the truth. There are a few good men and women. And there are a few that have the backbone to do what's necessary. And one of those local leaders, I'm proud to say, is my state senator, Tim Grindal.
Well, good afternoon. First of all, if you're filming this for Homeland Security officers, Grindal with 2 L's, please get it right. Secondly, if you've infiltrated this event because you're with Acorn, you're in the wrong place. Your stimulus check is in the federal building over there. Thank you for coming out here today and standing with the people. I would like to introduce to you my fellow elected officials who have joined me to stand with you today. But I can't, because they're not here. Now, they're not here because somebody said to me, "You can't go out to that event. It could be politically dangerous." And I said, "Gee, let me think about this. I can stand with the people, or I can stand with the politicians." I said, "I'm going with the people." What we want them to do. We are here to demand that our elected officials do what we elected them to do. Now, we're standing here in the tradition of 1773 when a few brave patriots threw some tea into the Boston Harbor. Thank goodness it was 1773, because if they did it in 2009, the EPA would come over and fine them. Homeland Security would call them terrorists. We would form a new government department of tea protection. We would spend millions of dollars on special interest groups who said we have to keep the tea out of the harbor to protect our environment and our economy. And that's what's wrong with our country. I don't stand here today as a Republican. And for some of you, I used to be a Democrat. And who knows what I'm going to be tomorrow, because I want to be part of the people. I don't stand here as an elected official. IRS once because they didn't like something I think I might have said unrelated. But I'm standing here today as one of the people with you. You remember the people, the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Say it after me. I am American. I am proud of my country. And I have a First Amendment right to say what I have to say. And I will fight for my country. Our country is no longer of the people, by the people, for the people. In Washington, it has become of the political elite, fueled by the special interests, mortgaging our future, our grandchildren's future, and great-grandchildren's future along the way. Ronald Reagan said it best. He said, government isn't the solution to the problem. Government is part of the problem. Now, this does not end here today. This is the beginning. Like the patriots at Lexington and Concord who made the shot heard around the world, let's make this the shout heard around the world. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We want our freedom. Quit using fear to take away our freedom. If the price of my personal security and financial security is the loss of my freedom, take my life, not my money and my job, because the price is too great. If I have to live in a country where freedom is lost because of fear, something happened to my America. We want our free market back. I don't want a president who can tell big business who the president of their company is. I don't want Congress owning my banks. I want my shareholders owning my banks. This is the U.S. of A., the United States of America, not the USS of A., the United Socialist States of America. The USA. And finally, I want my country back. This is my country. I don't want a European global country. The Chinese already own our economy. I don't want them owning my government. So let's get our freedom back, our free enterprise back, and our country back. And it begins with you today. You heard the other speakers. What can you do? Well, it's time for the people to re-engage in the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. You write those state representatives. You email those congressmen. You call them. And by the way, you can call me on my cell phone anytime. 216-904-0029. Let me say it again. 216-904-0029. You have a problem with this state? You call me and I'll do my best to see what I can do. Because I was elected to do that job. Let me finish with this thought. John F. Kennedy said just about 50 years ago that ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. How the heck did 5 decades later we get a president who says, let me take all the money off of you and watch what I'm going to do to your country? It's time for us to give the government of the people, by the people, back to the people. It begins with each one of you, not just today, not in November, but every day getting re-engaged with your government. We're all busy. We got to take care of our families, raise our children, pay our taxes, pay our taxes, pay our taxes, pay our taxes. And they got you too busy to do something very important, which is stay involved in your government, stay involved locally, state, and country. Ask for, no, demand accountability from your elected officials, and you can start with me. Thank you for being here. God bless this country.